Hello, Summoners. Welcome to MainDeck Masters. My name is Jacob, and today I've got 11. Yeah, I thought it was 9. No, it's 11 different EVA decks for all of you to mess around with and play with. Some of them are better than others. They've all been tested to some degree. None of these are like tested competitively, but I just want to give like a jumping off point to anybody who's been struggling to make EVA style deck lists. Now, these aren't fully EVA. They have cards, spirits, nexuses, magic from previous sets, but of course, EVA is, you want to use other cards as well to supplement the EVA sets. It just makes them that much better. I want to give a big welcome to any of the new players that came in from the EVA set. Welcome, and if you were looking to make any decks, here you go. Here we are, and I'm going to go through every single one of them. None of them are in any particular order. I'm just going to go from the top left to the bottom right and go through all of them. Make sure to like and subscribe. Helps out more than you think. And yeah, this has been a lot of work of testing and building and talking with people. So let's get into it, and let's have some fun. So our first deck here is going to be a Spear of Cassius style build. So I really like Spear of Cassius. Right here, his ability to, remove cores from opponent spirits and just keep attacking, refreshing and attacking and refreshing and attacking is super cool. I was really drawn to Cassius from the very beginning. So I decided to make this deck. I had a little bit of help from some friends, from Zach and some other people to build this list. So shout out to everybody. And I'm not going to go through in full detail, but I'm going to do the somewhat of an overview. So we're trying to get the Spear of Cassius, have EVA 01 spirits in our hand to ditch when it attacks and restand. So we have, Dialogue with Father here that allows you to draw when you control a Shinji Nexus. We have 7 Shinji Nexuses and Purple Smoke Valley. Since we are removing cores from a lot of things, Purple Smoke Valley can really work pretty well for that. We do have EVA 01 attack here because it's just a good card to draw a card on summon, and you don't necessarily have to use its win summon effect. World of Memories can easily come out for free. Accomplishing a Miracle is a really good card to pair with some of your other core removal effects because it brings things down to 1 core and it makes it really easy for you to kill them and get some draws off of Purple Smoke Valley. Then, of course, we have Pseudo Evolution second phase as a board wipe and, a 2 simple attacker. And then finally, EVA 1 and EVA 13 that can be, swing for 2-3 damage, immediately removes a spirit off of the board and can draw you some cards. So the idea is there's like 2 main win conditions in this deck. Is you're either killing them off of the refresh from Spear of Cassius, or you're killing them off of just swinging for like 3 damage on EVA 1 and EVA 13. And the best way to do that is using cards like Core Theft to ditch your hand and be able to get Golem Spirit cards in the drop zone, using Deadly and Deadly to clear the board and get your spirits into the drop and also stop their pressure. We also have I'm Shinji Ikari, which is a good way for you to like remove the soul core from something and play Pseudo Evolution from the drop, because you can ditch Pseudo Evolution with like Core Theft or something like that, and then you can play it off of I'm Shinji Ikari. From the drop, you still need the Sin target, but you remove the soul core from something and completely wipe the board out because AT field isn't going to be active because their soul core is gone. And, then you can summon an EVA 1 spirit. And then also we have, Shinji Ikari can play EVA 1 or EVA 13. And the main thing is with EVA 1, EVA 13, you can, win summon, you mill 4, you discard another card to draw when it attacks. And then the fact that it can gain the purple symbol, you attack with it, Core Theft the rest of the cards out of your hand to get 10 Golem cards in the trash and make EVA 1, EVA 13 swing for 3 damage. And of course, we got Shinji's Decision in here because we are running 7 Shinji Nexuses, and it's just a really good magic. Down here in the sideboard, we have an additional Beldegor because we're running 8 4-drops, so Beldegor is pretty good in the deck because he's able to loop. Even if he doesn't kill anything, he's just a good attack extender or block extender. We've got 2 Dark King Snake Pinnacles. This could also be something like Palladian or something else, but this is mainly just single target removal when it's like against maybe an Ira or a Hydra or something important that you want to remove. When summon, remove all but 1 core, and then when it attacks, remove a core and you can kill it. You also, procs off of Purple Smoke Valley for that. So Pinnacles is good single target removal. Of course, it can also be Palladian. You play Palladian, kill it, and remove 7 cores from something. A third doubly deadly. We, of course, need Dream Bombs. We have the fourth Shinji Ikari, third Shinji's Decision, and 2 Plant Traps because Plant Trap is just stonks. It's great against Ira, specifically to just, when they do their win summon effect, you just, Thorn Prison it. So that is the Cassius EVA 1, EVA 13 build. It's a lot of fun. It's pretty quick, and it's probably one of my favorite EVA, like purple EVA decks, just for how straightforward and how powerful it can be. So if you want to play it, deck lists for everything are in the description. All the deck lists for all these decks are going to be in the description. So if you just want to rip this from my profile, then you just click on the description, the link in the description, and they're all going to be in order. So that is that one. So our next one is going to be this Angel Mill deck. So the whole gimmick of this Angel Mill deck is, well, we're trying to mill our opponent out and kill them. We're either going to kill them by reducing their life to 0, or we're going to kill them by milling them out. And our best way to do that is, of course, EVA 00 Consumed, because it discards 8. And it's just, this is a really fun deck to play. So overview, 13th Angel and 4th Angel are MVPs of the deck because they do ramp you. So 13th Angel ramps you a core when you're, during either attack step when your opponent gets milled out. 4th Angel ramps you a core when you discard a card that costs 6 or more. So 4th Angel is a super big MVP here. Then we also have 5th and 7th Angel. 5th is really good for both attack and defense because when attacks are blocked, you mill your opponent, treat it as level 3. And 7th Angel is great for defense because at any point during your opponent's turn, if it would be destroyed, you pay the Soul Core from anywhere. It doesn't have to be on the Spirit, from anywhere, to keep it on the field exhausted and discard the top 4 cards of their deck. So if your opponent plays a Deadly Balance or something, and you can just choose 7th Angel, it stays on the field, you pay the Soul Core, you mill them for 4. So they have to kill 7th Angel twice each turn in order for it to be gone, which is really, really cool. And then 10th Angel, of course, discards 6. That's its main priority, is it's just discarding 6 cards from the top of your opponent's deck. And then 10th Angel, EVA 00 Consumed, of course, mills 8. She also does not need the Soul Core on her to do that, so you can use EVA 00 plus another one of your Angels with the Soul Core on it to continuously mill out your opponent. 3rd Angel here is just for additional draw, and also to get Angels in the drop zone to play Second Impact, because Second Impact is a devastating board wipe that just wipes everything but blue Angel cards. So all in all, it's a pretty cohesive deck. 2nd Angel Lilith is definitely also an MVP, just being able to refresh one of your spirits, your angel spirits, during the opponent's attack step, and then also being able to find more angel spirits from your deck when one of your angel spirits are destroyed. A great target for Lilith is 5th Angel because you can just, refresh it, block, and continue milling out your opponent. And then, of course, Seabed Lighthouse is just Seabed Lighthouse. Stop your opponent from using off-color magic is really good. 2 Kawaru simply to help make your angel spirits their highest level, so you can start moving cores around in ways that you have something with like 1 or 2 cores on it be level 3 is pretty good. But we don't want to run more than 2, I don't think. 3 Strong Draw, 4 Star Blessed, of course. To think that the 1st Angel is an amazing burst, just, hey, you destroyed my angel spirit, here's another one for free. Absolutely disgusting. Then, of course, we have 3 Floodstream and the 2 Second Impact. Here in the sideboard, we have 2 8th Angel. This card's in the sideboard. It's when it attacks effect is really good, but it's not good against EVA decks. So it's a really good card to side in against non-EVA decks. And then, of course, 2 Mark 6 to make things really annoying for your opponent. 3 Magic Wrench just to mill your opponent a little bit more, and it does ramp you as well. 2 Dream Bomb and a 3rd Second Impact. So this deck is a lot of fun to play. I'm going to say that for all of them. And it mills your opponent incredibly fast. And it just is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So that is the Blue Angel mill strategy. Our next deck is going to be a Smagg WILLE deck. This is more like a control style Smagg WILLE deck. It's very O2 heavy. The only 08 spirits are going to be Armament Container and 4-in-1 State, because 4-in-1 State is absolutely broken, and Armament Container is another form of ramp, which is really good. This is a slower, like I said, a slower control style, like beat your opponent up, control their board, control their nexuses, and absolutely slaughter them. So we have 3 Smagg, of course. Smagg's here for, you have it on the field and your opponent can't seabed you. because it's on the field and everything. It counts as every color. Allows you to draw a card and ramp if you need to. Anchor Cables is great to attack into one of your opponent's blockers and either remove it or just stop that spirit from being able to block later. We have 3 Andromeda in the deck to destroy opponent's nexuses. It also gets Natural Confront, which is really good in conjunction with Operation Yamato that we have 2 of, allowing you to draw a card when one of your spirits is blocked, and then all of your spirits gain 2000 BP if you control an Asuka Nexus is pretty good, making Andromeda a 12k attacker. Then, of course, we have the star of every WILLE deck, new EVA 02 and EVA 08, gaining a green symbol with the Mari Nexus, refreshing when destroys one of your opponent's spirits if you have an Asuka Nexus, and just getting bigger and bigger when it attacks or blocks. It's just an absolutely crazy spirit, swinging for 2 damage. 4 in 1 state, we've got 2 of these to, just come in as a flash ability to exhaust one of your opponent's spirits on defense or on offense, and ramp a core if you have the Mari Spirit. 3-barrel Gatling Gun, which is just, when summoned, it's Dragno King, and when it attacks, it is Trident Dragon. So it has like a really, really good stats for its cost, and it can come out for as little as 4. It's just a great control tool to play. And then we have backdoor code 999, and I'm gonna put a disclaimer out right now. This should just be Ira, honestly. Like, this should just be Ira. And if you're playing Ira in this deck instead of backdoor code 999, it's probably a better deck because of it. But I wanted to put backdoor code 999 in because I really like it, and backdoor code 999 is really good with the Asuka Nexus to be able to confront one of your opponent's spirit, kill it, mill them, and draw some more cards. It's also another double symbol spirit. However, Ira here in the sideboard is just Ira and infinitely better. So honestly, just put Ira in for backdoor code 999. But I want to be mostly on theme as Eva. So if you don't have Ira, backdoor code 999 is plenty fine. And of course, in all of my WILLE decks, you're going to see the same core of 4 WILLE, 3 Mari, 3 Asuka Nexus, because I feel like that's the best split and core of Nexuses. I don't like the Masato Nexus. I don't really like the AAA Wonder Nexus. These 3 are pretty much the 3 that you need for any WILLE deck, and I'll stand by that. For Ice Shield, 3 So They've Completed, because it's just a really good card allowing you to get out 6 cost or fewer WILLE spirits. However, we're only running 3 because we have, we don't have a lot of WILLE spirits that are 6 or less that we were trying to get out. And it's also like a needle shot in main flash. 4 Star Blessed Draw, of course, and 4 What Kind of Idiot Are You to destroy opponent's nexuses and draw a card. And then the plus 3000 is also pretty good as a combat trick. And, we're just controlling their nexuses, we're controlling their board. We are, whittling our opponent down, and we're absolutely murdering them with 02 and 08. And then here in the sideboard, we've got 2 Scoops, an extra 4 in 1 state, the 2 Ira, which can be anything that you want them to be, because you're probably playing Ira in the main, 3 Dream Bomb, and 2 Plaint Trap, simply because, again, Plaint Trap is just absolutely disgusting. So this is probably the best performing WILLE deck that I have so far, and it's one of my favorite just because it's like, I wouldn't say it's super slow, but it's a slower, more control style build that you are using to just outpace your opponent and really, really pulling all the tempo into your favor and telling your opponent, okay, what are you going to do? Our next deck is actually a deck that I didn't build. This deck was built by Ayumu. Shout out to Ayumu. And this is an EVA 13 Spear of Longinus with Pseudo Evolution 3rd phase estimated in it as well. It's like a turbo Longinus build. So we've got 2 Beldegor, of course, because we are running 8 4 and 5 drops. Evo 1 Tack, Mark 7 just for draw, and they're all Nerv cards. World of Memories to try and discard 2 cards, and drawing cards just to get to the 15 or more Nerv cards in your trash for Longinus burn ability. Opera type Eva is actually a card that in Nerv builds and in Eva 13 builds I have really, really come to really like, because of its, when summoned, you draw a card, when destroyed, you draw a card, as long as you control a Gendo Nexus. And, we run 4 Gendo Nexus in the deck simply because it has that Amethyst Sanctuary effect that, when one of your Nerv spirits is destroyed, you can surveil 1, look at the top card of your deck, and either put it back on top or mill it. Half the time you're going to be milling the card and just put things in the trash, and you're just drawing a bunch of cards off of Offer type Eva so you can throw them away with Core Theft. Then, of course, we do have 3 Impaler Forest, allowing us to mill a card and get anything back to the top of the deck to draw it, i.e. Longinus or third phase estimated. Kawaru, because it allows our EVA 13s, our Longinus and our pseudo evolution third phase, to attack again, allowing you to exhaust this Nexus to refresh that spirit. It also can treat any of your Angel or Nerve cards as its highest level, so Longinus doesn't need 6 cores on it to get that burn effect. You just need to put like the 3 cores or whatever you're going to want to put on it in order to have it max level for Kawaru. And of course, 4 deadly balance, 3 doubly deadly, 2 core theft, just purple staples, and 3 what's good morning, allowing us to mill more of our deck out in order to get to that, that 15 nerve cards in trash, or 13 nerve cards in trash, 13 nerve and 15 nerve cards in trash respectively, to be able to do the effects that we're trying to do. Overall, a very fun deck to play. And thank you, Ayumu. I think I tweaked it a little bit because he didn't have Offer Type Eva in, but I'm a big fan of Offer Type Eva. So this is a really fun deck to play for the EVA 13 Longinus archetype. All right, so now we have another Nerv style deck, and this is a double entry Mark 6 kind of deck. And disclaimer, this is probably one of the weakest purple decks that I have for all of you, simply because double entry and Mark 6 aren't the strongest on their own. They really need something else. Like maybe you could put in pseudo evolution third phase or something like that, some sort of double symbol spirit to try and help kill your opponent. But this is a really like a grindy style deck with double entry, removing cores from your opponent's spirits and drawing cards if you have, removing cores from your opponent's spirits if you have a Shinji Nexus, and drawing cards if you have a Kawaru Nexus when one of your effects destroys one of your opponent's spirits. Mark 6 to just stop when summoned effects completely. For the most part, your opponent just has to, pay 1 core or pay 3 cores if you have a Kawaru Nexus, and we are running Kawaru in this deck. Being able to force your opponent to pay additional cores just to activate their when summoned effects on their EVA 1, EVA 13, their Ira, and their 3-barrel Gatling gun and stuff like that is very taxing on our opponent. Of course, we have the opt for type Eva with the Gendo Nexus, just because it's an absolutely dangerous combo, absolutely nutty combo. We could probably cut off our type Eva down a little bit because we're only running 3 Gendo Nexus here. Then, of course, we have Accomplishing a Miracle and Dialogue with Father, really working with that Shinji infinite sync rate. And we have 2 Evangelion Mark 04A, mainly because of the removing the soul core from one of your opponent's spirits, because with Mark 6 it's a level 2 level 3 ability, destroys one of your opponent's spirit that costs the least, and with the Kawaru Nexus allowing you to refresh it and continue attacking, if they only have like 1 or 2 spirits and they have the soul core on one of it to give it AT field, you can just remove the soul core and start destroying their spirits off of Evangelion Mark 6, because if their lowest cost spirit costs 8, it still dies to Mark 6. Then of course doubly deadly, core theft, deadly balance. And we do have Weave 1 in here because it's just a very tricky kind of magic. Trashing your opponent's cores if they're trying to block is really devastating, because you trash their cores and then they're very low on cores and they can't really make a lot of moves. They can't cast a spell or use their Ice Shield and Burst or anything like that. And it can actually seal games out of nowhere. Of course, here on the side, we got 2 Pinnacles, the same way that I stated for before. Pinnacles is just good single target removal. We do have 2 Pseudo Evolution second phase, because we have plenty of EVA 01, so we can ascend with second phase, Dream Bomb, Plant Trap, and another Weave 1. I really love this deck just to annoy people and grind them out, but for kill potential, this deck is pretty weak. But if you are able to take this deck and make it better, let me know how you did. All right, and now we have a 60-card absolute pile of a deck made by RPGZieg himself. Shout out Zieg. And this deck is super annoying. It does run Operation Yashima, but Operation Yashima really isn't the kill ability of this deck. Like, being able to burn your opponent's life and remove the 5 cores from it to burn your opponent is pretty disgusting. However, the way that he runs this deck really is just like very attrition style, with EVA 1 Awakening, Accomplishing a Miracle, taking the cores off of the spirit and then killing it with EVA 1 Awakening, and then drawing off of cards like Engagement Complete, Attack, Mark 7, milling stuff with Accomplishing a Miracle, just, adding a nerve card and discarding the remaining cards. And he had so many Nexus. My dude runs 13 Nexus. 4 of the red blue, the Nerv Asuka Nexus, simply because he loves the way that you can put your cores from your trash onto your spirits during your attack step just to recur those cores so you can use them for later. The Ray Nexus, mainly just for milling yourself and finding a Nerv card. Does he gain anything for milling himself? No, but he does it. We do have the Shinji Ikari Nexus, allowing you to draw and, remove cores from your opponent's spirits when they block. Infinite Secret, because it's just an absolutely disgusting Nexus. He's also running Don't Order Me Around as his draw instead of Starblast Draw, allowing it to destroy one of the opponent's weenies when the opponent destroys your spirit, and then draw 2 cards for as little as 2 because it has the the multicolored reduction. He likes this over Starblast because it doesn't require, the opponent to activate a win summon effect, because there's a lot of spirits that don't have win summon effects, especially in the EVA set. So getting your opponent to destroy your spirit is a lot easier than having your opponent activate a win summon effect. Then 3 Doubly Deadly, 3 Shinji Ikari, just to bring back those EVA 01s, the Awakening, the Operation Yashima, to be even more annoying. 2 Weave 1 and 2 Shinji's Decision as ways to just control the board and everything like that. I hate playing against this deck. It looks like, honestly, it looks like an absolute pile, but the way that he pilots it is chef's kiss, and it's super, super annoying to play against. In the sideboard, we have a 3rd Yashima, 2 Evolution Second Phase, 2 Core Theft, 2 Dream Bomb, 2 Plant Trap, and another Shinji's Decision to round everything out. Good job, Zieg. You made something that is an absolute headache to fight against, and try this one out because it's a lot of fun. All right, so we have another WILLE deck now, and this is more of an 08 style WILLE deck. As you can see, most of the WILLE cards are 08s except for 02 and 08, which of course is an 08, but again, this is the best WILLE card next to 4 and 1 state, so you played it for in any, if you're playing WILLE, you're playing 4 of this card, absolutely, without question. So we do have armament container to ramp. We have sniper rifle to come in and exhaust our opponent's spirits. We're running 4 scope owl for the swift, and of course, exhausting our opponent's spirits as well. 3 Alron, because A, she ramps, and B, what does she do? She exhausts our opponent's spirits. Mark 09 consumed. Make it to where your opponent either blocks it and you ramp, or they take it and you exhaust one of their spirits. A really, really fun EVA that I don't see a lot of people utilizing. I think this card in its own puts your opponent in a conundrum, like, do I block? Do I take it and lose another blocker? Do I let my opponent ramp 2? It's all in all just such an annoying card, a super, super annoying card. And of course, 02 and 08, just again what I said before, it's a dual symbol, it refreshes, it gains BP, it's just absolutely disgusting. And then we run 3 4 and 1 state to exhaust our opponent's spirits and ramp cores when it's summoned or attacked. So in this thing can come out for as little as 2. You summon it, you exhaust something, you ramp, you attack, you exhaust something, you ramp. It's just absolutely disgusting. This card is sick, is absolutely sick. This is a very fast style deck. You're trying to exhaust your opponent, their spirits over and over again, and just get through with damage as fast as possible. Of course, we have that 3-3-4 Asuka Mari WILLE combo once again, getting Asuka giving the confront if we want confront on 02 and 08Y, but mainly it's just a good Asuka Nexus, and we need it for 02 and 08Y. That's why we have it here. We have the Mari Nexus because we need it for consumed, we need it for 4 and 1 state, and the Mari Nexus, since we have a lot of EVA 08 spirits, if they block our stuff, you exhaust one of their spirits. So with Mark 9 consumed, if they block your Mark 9 consume and you kill it, you ramp and you exhaust your opponent's spirit. If they take it, you exhaust one of their spirits. So it's absolutely disgusting. Ice Shield, we've got 4, so they've completed it in this deck because we do have a lot of targets that we want to hit. We have 4 02 08, we have 3 consumed, we have 3 sniper rifle. So, using that so they've completed to come out, bring sniper rifle out, exhaust one of their spirits, bring consumed out, and act as, even acting it, giving it as a blocker is really good, or 02 and 08Y, absolutely disgusting. We have 4 Starblast, 2 charge draw, because we do need to draw a lot of cards to keep this going, because if we get wiped, it does hurt. It does hurt a lot if you get wiped in this deck. However, we are running the charge draw and the star blast draw to try and mitigate that. And then, of course, we have 2 beam rifle thorn prison to continue exhausting our opponent's spirits out. Then in the sideboard, we have the 4th 4-in-1 state. I did put in 2 backdoor code 999 if we're trying to get more of that dual symbol power in to, destroy our opponent, to kill them. If you need it, you can play it here. 2 Dream Bomb, 3 Floodstream for some destruction, and 2 Plant Trap, of course, because we do have a lot of green spirits. So being able to refresh our own green spirits is really nice, or exhaust our opponent's non-green spirits is going to be pretty good. I have a lot of fun with this deck. It is meant to be pretty tempo based, and if you lose tempo, it can hurt, but trying to mitigate that with the charge draw and the star blessed draw can help quite a bit. All right, and we have our final WILLE deck here. This is a 0208 style deck. This one meshes the two together. Our first one was a very 02 style with the Smagg. Our second one was very 08 style. This one, I wanted to bring them both together and come in with a very fast deck. You see the name Speed is Key. Of course, we do have the same, Nexus lineup here for WILLE 3 Mari through Asuka, because I think it's just the best Nexus lineup that you can go with. We are running 3 of the 2-drop that just gains BP, mainly because it can come out for free. We're running 3 Anchor Cable. It can come out for 1. We're running Armament Container because it does ramp us. Again, though it comes out for 1. We're running 3 Sniper Rifle to exhaust our opponent's spirits out. We are running 3 of Production Model 02 simply because you can draw when you control an Asuka Nexus, and it has a pretty decent stat line. It also comes out for 1, so it comes out for very, very cheap. And this deck does need as much draw as you can get off of it, simply because, again, if you get wiped, it can hurt a lot. So we do have Operation Yamato here, the EVO 08 Operation Yamato. When this swings, it has Gale, so if they block, they lose an additional spirit. And then when it attacks, you can refresh one of your EVO 02 spirits if you control a Mari Nexus, so you can just keep putting in that pressure. If you are, really trying to go through your opponent, giving it Gale, exhausting something like Anchor Cables or Production Model or even 0208. Again, we've got 4 of these in here. It can actually be really, really good. Then we do have 2 of the 4-in-1 state. Again, coming out, swifting it out, and doing damage to our opponent. Exhausting their spirits is just absolutely disgusting. And that's our spirit lineup. We have the one. This one is very low to the ground. 3 of a 2-drop. We have 7 3-drops. We have 6 4-drops, 3 5 drops, 4 6-drops, and 2 7-drops. It's a very low to the ground style deck. As you can see over here on the right side, the max reduction curve, 20 of our cards can come out for 1, 23 of our cards can come out for 2, and 3 of our cards can come out for 0. So a very, very fast, just beat them in the face style deck. Of course, 4 Ice Shield, because 4 Ice Shield, 4 So They've Completed, because of how many EVA cards we have that are at 6 and below. 4 So They've Completed is absolutely brutal and disgusting for our opponent to try and do a win summon effect, and we just play something else out. 4 Star Blessed Draw to get some, just to get some more draw in. And, if you can burst Star Blessed Draw and get 4 cards in hand, that is really, really good. You really want to be able to burst this Star Blessed Draw and get 4 additional cards in hand, because you're going to be burning through your hand very quickly. And then 3 Beam Rifle to, of course, exhaust our opponents out and beat them in the face. Then, again, in the sideboard here, we have an additional 4-in-1 state. 2 backdoor code 999 to try and get more 2-symbol spirit attacking in, and it's a good mix with the Asuka Nexus. 3 Dream Bomb, 2 Excuse Me, I Fell. I probably butchered that. Literally just saying, hey, you blocked my spirit. Okay, I'm going to flash this. It's going to kill it, and I'm going to refresh the spirit. So if I have something like Operation Yamato or 4-in-1 state and you block it, okay, well, I'm going to refresh it. Now it's going to refresh every time it kills one of your spirits. It's also really good to use with Evo 2 and Evo 8Y if you do not control the Asuka Nexus at that point. Just being able to say, hey, you guarded it. Okay, this is refreshing and it's attacking again for 2 damage. And then 2 Plant Trap, of course, because, like I said, Plant Trap is absolutely disgusting. This is a very, very fast, beat your opponent in the face style deck. If you like aggro, play this. If you get wiped and you are not able to burst a Star Blessed Draw, you are going to die. So just keep that in mind. You either beat them really fast, or you die really fast because they wiped you if you don't proc Star Blast. So you still have to be careful, although speed is key. All right, I love this deck, honestly. I absolutely love this deck. One of my locals, Jose, shout out Jose, wanted to build a deck utilizing some yellow stuff because he is a yellow player, and we came up with this. I helped him build this deck. As you can see, this deck is running Hippocampo, and it is running Dual Eagle because you can't stop the Hippo, you can't stop the Eagle. We're going through with it. It's also an EVA 01 style deck. So we are running 3 activation texts, mainly because it gives the red and purple when you drop a Nerv card. So it's good for accomplishing a miracle. It's good for Operation Yashima. You mainly want to hold this and drop it and use the additional colored reduction for Operation Yashima. 4 attack to draw cards, 3 World of Memories because it's just a decent card that can come out for pretty cheap. 4 Hippocampo because we are blessing up. We're blessing up hard in this deck, and we're going up and we're letting them hit us to ramp us cores, and then we're blessing again. We have Accomplishing a Miracle, and the great thing about Accomplishing a Miracle is it works really well with Dual Eagle, because Accomplishing a Miracle, if you have one of your Shinji Nexuses out, puts one of your opponent's spirits to level 1, and then that spirit cannot block off of because of Dual Eagle's effect. So you have Dual Eagle plus Accomplishing a Miracle on the field with like infinite sync rate. You can drop one of their spirits to level 1, use infinite sync rate when you attack to remove cores from one of their other spirits to drop to level 1. And with the Ray Nexus, giving one of your golem spirits blessed, like your Spear of Cassius now has blessed, and your Spear of Cassius can now refresh every time that it attacks because of your discarding EVA 1 cards. And it can't be blocked by your opponent's spirits that are level 1 that you're leveling down constantly, so you're gaining life while they're dying, and it's absolutely nutty and disgusting. And of course, we do have the Operation Yashima here to burn our opponent for life, placing 5 cores from the spirit into your trash to remove 4 cores from your opponent's spirit, and if you kill it, you burn your opponent for life, just for additional, he likes Operation Yashima, so he really wanted to put it in. But sometimes, like, if they're low on life and they don't have an Ice Shield set, just burning them for that damage can absolutely destroy them. Then 3 Starter Shinji, 3 Reanami Reunited, and 3 Infinite Sync Rate for our Nexus combo. We are running 2 Lightning Arrow also to stop our opponent from being able to block. So you're just not blocking against this deck. 4 Star Blast, 3 I Feel Warm and Fuzzy. Mainly, this card is in here because Jose said, I'm playing this card. So you know what I mean? You give one of your Golem Spirits blessed, and then you place a core from the void into your life if you control a Shinji Nexus. So even if you give your Golem Spirit blessed and you don't do anything with it, just healing that life can be really, really good. And it's a main flash effect, so you can do it on your opponent's turn regardless. So you just be like, oh no, I heal 1, you're not killing me. If you don't have the Nexus out, giving Cassius blessed or, World of Memories blessed, so they can't block because of Dual Eagle's ability, just absolutely can make your opponent rage. And then we do have 2 Shinji's Decision to remove a core and destroy opponent spirits. All in all, an annoying deck, a very annoying deck to play, and I had a lot of fun building this deck, helping Jose out. And then here in the sideboard, we do have 2 Pseudo Evolution second phase for board wipe, 2 Spear of Gaius to destroy an opponent's spirit and to be able to heal some more, because you can give Spear of Gaius blessed, swing, kill one of their spirits, heal 1 from your trash to go to 3, and then hit them with blessed to go to 4. So this card in itself can bring you back to 4 life. We do have 3 Godslaying because we're in a lot of yellow, and Godslaying is just a good card. An additional Lightning Arrow and 2 Dream Bomb in the side. Definitely try this deck out. It's so much fun to play. All right, and now we have a deck made by Dave. Shout out Dave, MainDeck Masters Crew Building Decks, and this is an EVA 13 Spear of Longinus style deck as well. But, this is running Longinus in EVA 1, EVA 13. This is another 60 card deck. However, it is a grind fest against this. So basically what you're trying to do is you're trying to get, 50 or more Nerv cards in your trash to use Spear of Longinus's ability to burn your opponent for damage, and then also using EVA 1, EVA 13 in order to, swing for 3 or 4 damage. I've had David swing this for 4 damage against me before, and it's disgusting. So The main idea is we have the 3-drop Accomplishing Miracle. We're just trying to get this kill to mill ourselves. A 1 attack to draw, Mark 7 to draw, World of Memories. When it attacks, you mill 2 and draw if there's a nerve card. It just mills us. Pollen, yes, Heart Princess Pollen. We play her, we mill 5. We maybe get a Nexus, whatever. If we get a Nexus off of Pollen, like Impaler Force or Gendo, that's really nice, but we don't really care. We're just trying to mill Nerve Spirits off of the Pollen. So that's why we're running her. Offer type Eva, because we are running 4 Gendo Nexus, and that draw on, Summon and Destroy is really disgusting. Mark 6, because stopping our opponent from, well, it works against us, but just saying, hey, you can IRA me without paying 1 or 2 extra cores, or you can't do this or that without paying additional cores, can be really annoying. For Longinus, it comes out, it can come out for 4 even if you have nothing on the field, and it mills us for 3. That's another main thing with Longinus, is it mills us for 3, and then it can burn our opponent. And then Eva 1, Eva 13, just saying, hey, we're swinging for huge damage. 4 Gendo, 4 Impaler Forest, because we want to get that Impaler Forest to get that Eva 1, Eva 13 back. 2 Kawaru, because Kawaru works well with Eva 1, Eva 13. It works with Longinus. It works with Mark 6 in order to refresh them when they attack, yes. Have swinging for 3 damage, it refreshes. That's pretty dang scary, honestly. 3 Deadly Balance, 4 Ice Shield, 2 Core Theft to, ditch more of our Nerve Spirits into the trash to work with Longinus and Eva 1, Eva 13. 2 We've Won to seal games out. And 3 What's Good Morning to mill ourselves some more and then, heal ourselves back and bring a Nerve Spirit card, Shinji or Gendo Nexus, from the trash. It's disgusting. There's no sideboard in this one. David hasn't really played it with sideboard, but you can get a general sideboard out of this. You could even play with this one. We have World of Memories, Longinus, and Eva 1, Eva 13. You could play Pseudo Evolution 3rd phase. You can play additional Mark 6. You can play other Nexus types if you want to. You can play something like Doubly Deadly in the side, an additional Core Theft, Floodstream, Dream Bomb, etc., etc. This deck is so annoying. It's so annoying to play again. And like I said, even if you miss off of this Pollen, it doesn't matter. It absolutely doesn't matter, because you just milled 3 Nerve Spirits, and that's what we want. So, Dave, you created a masterpiece. All right, last but not least, we have a second Angel deck, and this is a I'm not going to attack you style Angel deck. This is a I'm not going to do anything, and I'm still going to mill you out style Angel deck. So the way that it works is we're utilizing cards like 5th Angel, 6th Angel, and 7th Angel to make our opponents on their turn get milled. So with 5th Angel, if it has the Soul Core on it, when it blocks, we mill our opponent for 3. And if a Spirit card's among it, treat it as level 3. It's a 6k as a blocker. It comes, it's a 4-drop. It's a 6k blocker for, easily mill our opponent for 3. We have 13th Angel that when we mill our opponent, we can ramp cores. Now, we don't have 4th Angel in this deck because we are not trying to attack our opponent. We're just trying to mill them on defense. 6th Angel sits on the field if it has a Soul Core on it. And if your opponent wants to attack you, they have to pay. It taxes our opponent for paying. If they aren't able to pay, we, mill them out. We only have 2 of it because it's not the best ability, but being able to tax our opponent is annoying. And if they want to attack, they're going to have to pay. So they either play fewer spirits, or they end up risking not paying and getting milled and getting their spirit destroyed. 7th Angel, of course, they have to kill it more than once, and the Soul Core does not need to be on the spirit, which makes it so good during the opponent's turn. They have to kill it twice in order to get it off of the field completely. Then, I know you're seeing cards in here. We have Mark 6 to stop our opponents from, being able to, forcing our opponents to pay cores for their effects. Now, we don't have the Kawaru Nexus in this deck, which is fine, still forcing them to pay additional cores. It can really tax them because you have Mark 6 plus 6th Angel on the field. You're taxing them harder and harder. We have 2nd Angel Lilith and Seabed Lighthouse just to annoy our opponent. We have 3 Magic Wrench to, when they destroy a spirit, to mill them out. We are running 3 to think that either 1st Angel, just be like, hey, you destroyed my angel card. Okay, here's another one on defense. 3 Floodstream for you know, to sustain ourselves and kill our opponent. 4-star Bless, 3 Strong Draw, 2 Second Impact as a big board wipe. Then we're getting into, now let's get into the meat and potatoes, because you see Frog, you see Tsathoggua in this deck, you see Spike Knuckle Roger. What do these spirits do? So the main idea is Spike Knuckle Roger, we don't really play this card until we get our opponent really, really low. And we can go, okay, Spike Knuckle Roger, pay the Soul Core, mill 6, swing with Eva Consumed, mill 8 for a total of 13. You're out of cards, okay, pass, you draw, and you lose. If we also have the cores to do it, we have Frog on the field, play Roger. We have Frog Consumed on the field, play Roger, mill them for 6, swing with Consumed, mill them for 8, Tsathoggua, mill them for another 5. So between those two, we're milling them for 19 immediately. And we only attack when we trying to kill them off of milling with Eva, with 10th Angel Consumed. You can play Roger earlier if you want to get some more of that mill rolling. However, he's mainly meant to hold until you're ready to fully deck your opponent out, and then you don't care what happens after that, because you pass, they try to draw, they have nothing in there to draw, and they lose the game. So yeah, is this deck good? I just built it before the video. This is the final deck that I built. I have not tested this deck. This is all speculation and theory crafting. I don't know if it's good or not, but I want to do a true blue degenerate one player game style deck. And this is what I came up with. So let me know if it's any good. Let me know if you made your opponent flip the table or throw their cards in the trash because you milled them out by doing absolutely nothing. So that is all of our lists. That's all of it. That's all of them. See, 4, 8, 11. That's 11 lists. All of them will be in the description down below for you guys to take. This was exhaustive. I did so much testing, so much building, so much theory crafting. I got suggestions from people in the community. I got people to bounce ideas off of. And I want these to be jumping off points for all of you to be like, ooh, I really like this deck. Let me make this tweak or that tweak. And to get you guys the ball rolling for you guys. Here it is. My gift to you. Here are all of these decks. Play them. Have fun with them. Test them. Make them better. Tweak them to your liking. Or just take them and run with them. This is it. This is happy birthday. Here's all the Eva stuff. Really. So thank you so much for watching. If you got this far, if you appreciate this, like, subscribe, ring the bell. It helps so much. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you in the next video.